Now, I have a friend. He's from Birmingham, but he's in Atlanta right now. He's currently out on bail. But my question for you guys is, he was getting a ride back with the female, and she did some kind of illegal turn or whatever, and the police pulled them over. Well, when they asked could they have permission to search her vehicle, she said yes. And what they found was a pound of marijuana in her trunk. Now, when they went, to court, of course he didn't have anything to do with it. He was just getting a ride back to Birmingham with her. And the judge asked him, well, whose is it? He said it's not his. And she said it was not hers either, but it was in the trunk of her car. Now, they've both been charged. At first, they were charged with trafficking, but the charge has been reduced now to simple possession. And so I want to know what was the chances of him beating that case, because, due to the fact he didn't have anything to do with it, and it was found in her vehicle.
Hiram, how does something like that happen? I mean, what do you do when you've been charged with something and then you're saying it's not yours?
Right, Tiffany, that's a case of what's called constructive possession. There's two kinds of possession. You can be in actual possession, like I'm in actual possession of this, or I could be in constructive possession. It could be made an argument that I'm in constructive possession of Tiffany's piece of paper here, and I run across that a lot, where someone's pulled over, some's found in the car, everybody's charged.
Okay. So that typically is what happens.
That is typical of what happens. Eric, I would tell your friend, he definitely needs to contact an attorney. We do a lot of that, and he needs to look into it and possibly take this to trial and get this resolved.
So if I get in a car with somebody, and this happens all the time, you hear about it happening all the time, they put it in movies and all that. If I get in a car with somebody and I don't know they got drugs in the car,
right?
Okay, and we get pulled over, right, and the next thing we know, bam, oh, you got drugs in the car, great, thanks, and now I'm in trouble.
Right.
That's kind of the guilty by association that you were talking about. How does that usually shake out? If I'm completely oblivious to it,
right,
am I going to be held responsible? Am I going to face criminal charges for that?
Face criminal charges, yes, but typically constructive possession is hard to prove. It's difficult to prove, and I think he has based on the fact scenario that was given by Eric, I think he has a pretty good chance of beating it.
Okay, good.
So, note to self, be careful whose car you get in.
Be careful who you hang with.
That's the word to remember. Be careful whose car you jump into.